South Dakota voters could end up weighing in on abortion and marijuana again in November. New polling from SDSU is taking the temperature on public opinion on those issues. Digital producer Mo Hurley joining us live from the First Alert Now desk with the very latest on these findings. Hey, Mo.
Hi, Sam. The poll was conducted in November and December, and it includes nearly 800 registered voters who were asked about policy questions. Now, on the topic of abortion, nearly half of respondents said they support abortions in the first trimester, while 40% oppose them. Meanwhile, 3/4 said they support an exception for rape or incest, and 85% support an exception for the health of the mother, which is currently part of South Dakota law. Looking at the political breakdown, 2/3 of Republicans say they oppose first trimester abortions. However, the majority of them say they support exceptions for rape or incest and for the health of the mother. According to the polling, Democrats were firmly pro-choice. Now, we have more from the poll, including how South Dakotans feel about legalizing recreational marijuana, on our website. Live at the First Alert Now desk, Mo Hurley, Dakota News Now.
Mo, thank you. On to state